360 started it, just a little bit. And then from, and the PS3, I can't forget the PS3, sorry, I keep doing that. But, I'll start again. Hi, welcome to Mr. Retrohead's Gaming Emporium, Episode 3. We've made it to Episode 3, guys. Thank you so much for continuing to subscribe. If you haven't done, you're just new to the channel, please subscribe and add a little like and ring the bell if you want to be notified of any more content that's going to come out. No 2-minute review today, and we're just going to do things a little bit different. I'm going to try my hand at a feature today, so you'll find out what that is like later on. But first, what I wanted to do is I wanted to go back in time a little bit to a game that a lot of people my age treat as an absolutely legendary piece of software. Let's see if you think the same. This edition of Back in the Day is more a request from an old friend. He wanted me to go through Sensi World of Soccer, which I haven't done in over 20 odd years. So I dusted it off. Well, I say dusted it off. I put it onto the 360 and put it back to the original settings and gave the old enemy a go. And it went as I expected. But it also made me start thinking about how much of a leap we've had in football games since Sensible Soccer, even further back with Emlyn Hughes Soccer and Microprose Soccer and everything else. Although why they were all called soccer, I have no idea. But back in the day as well, the Amiga had quite a few decent ones. Dino Dini started Kickoff back on the Amiga and the ST. You had Striker, which was an absolutely belting game for football back then. And then it moved into the consoles, and that's when you started getting more buttons, because you have to remember, all of this was done with one button and a joystick. It wasn't like you had a button to pass, a button to cross, a button to put the through ball in, a button to do a skill move or even show off in front of the cameras. That wasn't there. It was simple. It was more or less, I suppose you could treat it as jumpers for goalposts football compared to the glitz and glam of the Premier League. But you know what? It's true, the core people loved it and still do. And it's a testament to what the guys at Sensible Software did. When you remember, it wasn't 96, 97 that this originally came out. It was way back in 92, 93. So this game now is not a kick in the teeth off at 30 years old. Still plays well, but a lot of the kids will just go, it's too simple. But give it a go. Honestly, give it a go. You, and I can testify, your dad will be very, very happy to. I can assure you. Right, okay. Now we're going to go to our feature, and this is something that's been niggling in my head for quite a while now, but I could tell you what it is, but I think I might just wait until about 3 months from now and charge you another £3.50, maybe £4 for the privilege. We're talking about DLC. Downloadable content. This is absolutely rife and it's everywhere. You pick a game, it's in it. You pick anything that you're a fan of in the gaming industry, it's in it. With Broderlands shown, Forza, all them you can't buy unless you buy extra content. Same with Anthem, a game that, let's be honest, no one really bothers with anymore. There's still loads of content that you can put your well-earned into, even though you've spent money. Even Dead Cells, a game that doesn't actually cost a lot of money, has DLC. Albeit, it doesn't cost a lot of money either. But the point I'm trying to get at is, it's a changed day from when I was a kid. You can't play games anymore without having to buy extra content. What I am about to show you will not alarm people of a generation like myself. Maybe the younger folk, because you might not know what these things are. It's called a disc and a cassette. Now, these were what we had as main games when we were younger. But the point I'm trying to make is, when we went in to buy these games from, say, it would have been John Menzies and W.H. Smith's for people in Britain of my age, and And what we would do is we'd go in, we'd buy one of these, we'd go home, we'd play it, we'd finish it, and we'd rinse and repeat. There would be no extra content for this at all. That would be it. Whereas now we have a day and age where every game, more or less every game that comes out, has extra content. But what it does is it kind of diversifies people's opinion. Do you have the one game that's maybe a little shorter, but you play it, enjoy it, then you get the idea to move on to the next game? Or do you play the game that you really like, get more of it, keep going with it, but then you might miss out on other games because you're simply committing that much time, energy, and more importantly, money into the game? What do you do? I mean, okay, maybe I'm ripping it a little bit here with Jetpack, but the point I'm trying to prove is that when I was a kid, we bought the games, that was it. There was no DLC, no extras, nothing. This was what you had. But what it made you do was it made you go and buy more games. So it made you explore a bit instead of sticking to the same game and just spending more money on that. It gave you more variety. Now, I know that the spectrum is probably going a bit too far back, just a bit, but it's to try and prove a point. And it's not to say that all downloadable content or whatever you want to call it, expansions, it doesn't matter, whatever you want to call it, not all of it is bad. There are a few exceptions out there, even some who will lay their financial cards on the table, and they'll give you everything pretty much for free and only charge you if you just can't be bothered to play it. Which leads me to companies like Rockstar that do make a store to buy currency in order to progress your character if you haven't got the inclination to do it yourself, at least through graft. But, you know, that's the way I think it should be. If you can't be bothered to hang about, by all means, but if you've got the grit, go for it. Now, my personal opinion, and bear in mind that this is my personal opinion, is that I do think there's room to add extra content into gaming. I do believe that that is the case, and that is how it will happen now. It may well go to the stage where we end up with a streaming service, so we don't really pay for the games, we just pay for the companies to constantly stream to your console. That might well not be far away, that might happen. But I have two options that I quite like the idea of. Either charge me my money, let me buy my game with all of the stuff that's already been made on it, because let's be honest, the DLC's already been done. It's just kept in storage to make more money. So all they're really doing in my eyes is splitting the content so they can just bring it out periodically to make more money. Just charge me whatever it is. Give me what I want, and that's it. You know, that's that game done and dusted. Don't want to come back to it. Want to try something fresh. Let me do that. Or get rid of the loot boxes. Get rid of the cosmetic rubbish. At the end of the day, there should be a difference between mobile gaming and console gaming. I don't want to play mobile games on my console. The whole point of me buying that for having through in whatever room I have is to immerse myself in it. I don't want to sit and play Candy Crush on a console in the front room. I don't want to do that. I want to play a proper, immersive, story-driven game that really gets me going. But I don't want to be a person that plays it to a to-be-continued point. I don't want to do that. It's like, oh, I'm so close to the end, but, oh wait, I'll have to wait 6 months till they feed me the rest. This isn't Netflix, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't a TV show. It's an interactive entity. It's what you have. It's not just a case of buy it, play it, wait a while, buy it, play it, wait a while, rinse and repeat. There are some games, yes, I admit, I do play a lot of. Of course I do. But it shouldn't be a case where we are so committed to a game that we can't afford to see some of the other gems that are out there. We shouldn't be crippled financially by the need to carry on with something that's already got plenty of content in it. And we shouldn't be punished financially for doing so and keeping the industry that we all love going. Anyway, enough from me. Well, I hope you liked that, and if you want more like that, give me an idea of what kind of feature you'd want me to try and do. Notify in the old comment below, if you don't mind. Anyway, we're going to go to Give Me Credit. That is still in this week, and this one is a favourite of mine, so I'm going to try and keep it as short as I can, but that might not be good because it's Splatterhouse.
I'd buy that for $1.
Okay, so this week's Give Me Credit is the mighty Splatterhouse from Namco. I loved this in 1988. It came out. I went to college, 1995 to 97. So I was still playing it 11 years after, and I still go back to this every so often. I even bought the Xbox 360 game just so I could play it, because I did enjoy the 360 game, but I thought this just had so much character and class about it. And when you were a kid playing this, you were like, wow, this is great, this is amazing. And I just think it's got some sort of really good graphic style to it that a lot of other games of that particular age didn't really have. You know, to me, the main guys back in the arcades in the 80s, I think, in terms of what they could achieve, was probably Konami, but Namco weren't that far behind. But this is one of those games that just really sort of stood out for me, and it still stands out to this day. But it's one of those shooter arcade games as well that I can get relatively far in one credit, but it depends whether I'm obviously paying attention or not. If I'm not paying attention, then that could be an issue. But that's the first part of level 1 done. Now, the key thing to do this second part of level 1 is to go all the way over to the right hand side, look away from the door, and continually punch for absolutely ages. And all that happens, these little critters will just keep coming out, and you just keep hitting them. And you shouldn't lose any parts of your life doing this at all. And any ones that try to come out from the right, you can immediately hit them because you're pretty much there already. Oh, a little bit hectic, and now you get one more that comes out from that corpse hanging from the ceiling. Here he comes. Yep. Had to readjust myself just to make sure I didn't make a mess of it. Stage 2, hallway. Now, the key to this is not to fall down the hole, apart from the hole at the end of this part of the level, because if you do that, then it gets very much more complicated, because those critters that you dealt with in that last part of the first level, there's tons of them in this next part. Oh, that was nice, I like that. I don't usually do that. There's loads of them, but the problem is you don't have a back wall to protect yourself, so you've got to just hope that you can, you know, steer clear of them, which makes it a lot more complicated. But I'm just amazed at how this got away with being in the arcades back in the 80s, because I would have thought if you know a lot of kids are going to play it, could you get away with it? Because it's, you know, obviously there's a lot of violence. Maybe at this day and age I don't know whether that would be allowed, but it's hard. Well, it would be, obviously, but you never can tell anymore. This level I think is funny, because when these guys start making noises, it's almost as like they're getting ready to like attack on you, and then you just hit them saying, you know, spiky balls, spiky balls. One direction then the other. Now the thing is, you know, this game doesn't really look like it's trying to majorly tax you, because it's a very slow paced arcade game compared to the other ones. But as the levels get on a bit, you can't get out of that. And I'm making a bit of a balls on this one. One more, here we go. That's it. One more ball to jump, and into the little room with all the nasty little bits that move around, like the picture frame and the chair and the 2 knives. Sorry, 3 knives, I should say. The first thing you've got to do is avoid all the candles and all the cups and everything falling from the ceiling. Once you do that, then it's the chair. And it's never mind. And then the knives come out. One from out there, the sideboard, and then the 2, one on either side of this room, they then come out. Now there used to be a certain place you could sit. Is that it? That's it. So now you can get both of them. One more come up, and then it's a picture frame. And in the picture frame you'll hit a couple of times over there, quite a few times over that side of the wall. One more, over to the left, have a look up, pretend you're going to be shocked when the chandelier falls. There we go. And that's stage 2. See, I know this game way too well. Stage number 3. The forest. This is the one that can sometimes trick me. I can do alright if I keep the 2 shotguns. So the key to this is to make sure you don't use your shotguns any more than you have to. Because if you keep the bullets all the way over to the end, they will really help you at the end. So you just keep going. Now watch out for these puddles, do not jump into them. Just make sure you jump over them. Oh, close. There we go, nice. Watch the birdies. What they saying, conquer bad fuddy. The birdies. Oh no, I've lost the gun! Oh, bugger. I can't. It's like it had a mind of its own. It just went, I'm not hanging about for you, pal. You try and cheat it. So, you're not getting me. Oh, I can't believe that happened. Oh well, never mind. I could be in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. The one thing I could never do in this game. One thing I could never do in this game is that daft little jumpy, slidey thing that some folk can do. So now that I've lost the shotgun, this could be over very quickly. Oh, very good. That's my stone bag, good. I thought I'd lost my stone as well. Like, right. Of all the things. Don't even get my stone anymore. Yeah. Not happy. There you go, I'll even do that just for the sake of entertainment. Oh, come on, I'll beat you. There we go. Yeah, take some of that, you dirty wee rat, you. Oh, I didn't think that was going to happen. Right, stage 4. Now, this is the stage I can usually get to. And I love these spears. There you go, have that. You can have that. Yeah, there's one going to jump. I'm going to see if I can time it. Ah, yes. There he goes. You as well. Thank you. See if we get 5 for 5. Oh! Oh, I don't know what those things do, but they're horrible looking. Oh, there we go. I love the music for this as well. The music was really good for it. I don't know who wrote it. I might actually try and Google. Oh! I might try and Google it. Oh my god! I might try and Google who wrote it. I'm sitting there talking away and like not even actually paying attention to the lovely spears of doom that are lying on the floor. But never mind. Right, come on. You can do this. You're trained in the art of Splatterhouse. You can do this. Oh, be careful. No, yeah, that's it. That's it. Watch them. Watch them. Lovely. I think it's just going through the door at the end. Oh, you little bugger. Did I mention I forgot all about them? Oh, come on, I jumped that! That's just shocking. Oh, I hate this bit. I cannot do this bit very well. This bit is the bit where the reflection comes out to attack you, if you're not careful. Yeah, I was never very good at this bit. This will be probably where it ends. I'm not going to lie. There it goes. See, he's like a stellar, super killer version of me, and I can't kill them. I can. This will be the last life then. Let's see how we do. Yeah! Yeah, you didn't take any part off me that time, did you? Yeah, you can teabag back in 1988, yes. Don't let it be said. Right, this one. No, almost with the next one then. Oh my god, I haven't taken a hit off of any of them yet. I could actually make this. This doesn't normally happen. So you get paranoid, you don't know what mirror he's going to come out of, so you're like punching every one when you go back. Oh my goodness, I might actually make... He's automatically walking, that means I've made it! Oh, yes! Yeah, this is probably what I actually get to most times. So, I think there's an axe grab, if I remember correctly. These heads start coming towards you, you're just going to punch them as you go. And then they start going all over the place, and you've got to try and keep an eye on what you're doing. But then eventually they come from the other side, and you have to be super careful. And they start going everywhere, and it gets really difficult. I'm not going to move, I'm not moving. Come on. Stop making it complicated for me! One more. Oh no, 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 no! Hit them! No! Hit them, you shit! Oh god, this is getting super intense. I'm hitting the cross, I'm not actually meaning to hit the cross. They're all coming back on! You absolute arse. Right, oh well. Must be by then, innit? Well, I think I did very well. I'm having that. And I think I've just put E N D. Because that's the end of that then.
Yep, proper blast from the past there. I absolutely love that game to bits. I cannot lie. Anyway, that's it for episode 3 of the Gaming Emporium. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do, as I say, smash the like button. Subscribe if you wanna, hit the bell. I'll be so happy to see you. If you've got any ideas, anything you want to see on the channel, let me know. And until next time, take care. Bye bye.